Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. Just the way that flame went out, I'm getting the energy of endurance. You have endurance. And you have the power to move beyond any obstacles that you find yourself facing at this time. You have a very expansive amount of strength within you, and this is not just physical strength, but this is also spiritual and mental strength. Okay? Yes. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. Let's start with this Moonology deck to get a message for you as we begin your reading. Thank you, Spirit. It's time to release negativity. There's some negative energy that I see it just like, I don't want this to sound gross, but it's like oozing. It's like it's leaving you. It can no longer stay with you. And what I'm getting in my mind's eye here is that it's leaving almost just without any effort because it's time for it to go. 144 on the timer. With the visual that I'm seeing, it's like this is just a natural part of the process where the negative energy that needs to go, the negative people, the negative experiences, is just going to fall away. There's nowhere else for it to go but away from you. And this is because of choices that you've made. You've made the right choices. You've made the right moves. I got the message of endurance from that flame. I'm also getting that there's someone who really wants to present like the flame was hard to blow out. So there could be a fire energy here that's been tough to get rid of. And it doesn't mean that they have to be a fire sign, but their energy is that of fire. It's combat, conflict, chaos. Now, fire can also be good. It can purify. It can warm us. But this is a person who operates from the negative end of the spectrum. Also, it doesn't have to be a person. It can be a situation. This is a situation that brought conflict and chaos. And it's been very hard to usher this energy out of your realm, which is what you want. You want to be done with it. But Divine says that you've taken the necessary steps. Now the negativity is just going to fall away. It's like your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit is naturally pushing that negative energy and the effects of it, any negative effects of it, away from you. It's happening naturally. Okay. Let's go to the owl deck, see what the owls are saying to us. All right, Divine, please bring through the message that this beautiful being needs, the clarity that they need. Okay, yeah, see, that's that fire energy with the Knight of Wands. Yeah, see, they've got their armor on. They were ready to fight. Remember, this doesn't have to be a person. It can be a situation, a work environment or a work situation. It feels like a whole, it's a situation or a group of people that started to work as one entity against you. Tell us more, Spirit. Thank you. We've got Queen of Wands and King of Swords. Yeah, this feels like a group. That was trying to impact your balance, your steadiness. King of Wands, Eight of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. I see you here as this King of Wands. Because look how this this Eight of Cups is, where you're like leaving. You're taking your beautiful energy and walking towards, flying towards, soaring towards the water. Because whatever this situation was, it was dry. There was no water there. You're moving towards the water, towards calm, serene waters. And the reason why I see you as the King of Wands here is because there was a Knight of Wands here that was combating you. There was a Queen of Wands and a King of Swords. But you, with your King of Wands energy, you trump the Knight of Wands. You trump the Queen of Wands. And whatever fire it was that they were trying to bring you, which is how this reading opened up with a very stubborn flame, right? First of all, you have the endurance that's needed to move beyond any sort of tactics or chaos or conflict or combat. But also, your fire is hotter. King of Wands here in this situation has more wisdom, more pure energy, and more strategy than this Knight of Wands and this Queen of Wands. And the way it is here on the board, it's like you, as the King of Wands, you are looking towards all of this. You're looking and you're able to see, I don't know if I'm doing it the right way, but like regarding how it's flipped, I think that's how it'll show up. Unless it's like that. Nah, it's like this. You're able to see clearly the Queen of Wands. See, Queen of Wands is not looking at you, but you're looking at the Queen of Wands. You see them for who they are. You see the Knight of Wands for who they are. You see? And you see this King of Swords for who they are. You have your eyes on everyone. Not because that's what you're focused on, but because you have 20/20 vision of what's truly going on. You see with clarity. And because you're able to scope everything out and see clearly, you know that the Eight of Cups is right for you. You have emotionally disconnected from this group. And what was coming to me was a group of clowns. It feels like clownish behavior. It feels like petty behavior. It feels like people who should know better, because this is a Queen of Wands and a King of Swords. They should know better. I feel like this could be very similar energies that are just moving in different types of different frequencies. Okay, sometimes they're cold and calculated like the King of Swords. Sometimes they're working with their witchy energy with the Queen of Wands, and they're using their sexual energy to control a situation. And sometimes they're in the Knight of Wands, where they're impulsive and they're not thinking things through. But this feels like a group of people that moves through all of these frequencies. And sometimes one is in one energy and one is in the other, but they take turns, because truly what I'm seeing here with this Two of Pentacles is that they're all bound together. They all work together as one entity. They have become one. So what happens when you, the King of Wands, who's moving in this case in their masculine energy, taking charge, moving forward with creativity and passion and leadership, you move towards serene, calm waters, away from this dryness, moving towards the water, and then you're able to fulfill your Nine of Pentacles, where you're abundant, you're fruitful. You're able to achieve abundance, manifest all of the abundance and the stability that you desire. You're manifesting the fruit of your labor. Okay? I love that. Divine, tell us more here. I want to start with these cards. Yeah, releasing negativity. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. And you're feeling good. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through for this beautiful being? Dreaming of you. You know what is coming through is that your ancestors are dreaming of you. You are what your ancestors dreamed of, hoped for, and prayed for. And now, with them beyond, they've crossed over, they dream of you. They bond with you. They connect with you. Because you are the manifestation of their dreams. And so they continue to dream of you, helping you to accomplish your dreams and build your legacy. As you create this Nine of Pentacles here, as you manifest this Nine of Pentacles. So that's from a very supernatural standpoint. But here in the physical realm, I'm getting that there are people from this group that dream of you. I hope that doesn't creep you out, but it's what's coming through. Tell us more, Spirit. Smell. There's someone who wants to be in your realm. They want to sense you. They want to smell you. They want to see you. They want to hear your voice. You haunt these people that have challenged you. Memories of you haunt them. Oshun is coming through. This is the Orisha of love, beauty, abundance. That goes right there with the Nine of Pentacles. Your fruitfulness, your abundance. You have supernatural blessings that you manifest because of your natural abundance. And that's why these people dream of you. That's why they're obsessed with you. That's why this release of negativity has been so necessary, because there's nothing about you that these people wanted to release. They wanted to have you bound to them just like they were bound to each other. Regarding Henry, this is about a new beginning. If you haven't seen that movie, it's about someone who lived a totally different life. And he had an accident. And then he woke up to the reality of all of his blessings. In some ways, this could apply to you, that, you know, you are realizing the truth of your blessings and who you really are. Because there are people who didn't want you to realize this. But also, these people who were in this group of chaos, for some of you it's family, for some of you it's a friend group, for some of you it was a social group, or a group of co-workers, a group of neighbors. But it took them going through a tragedy. That what I'm getting is a tragedy that they created. They manifested this tragedy in order for them to realize your power and your magic. And now they dream of you. They wish for a time where you allow them into your energy like perhaps you did before. And I'm getting that this is particularly coming through a certain energy. It's this Knight of Wands, this fire sign. Or at least they're coming through like that. 1444 on the timer. There's an experience that you had with this person that helped you to realize that you are chosen. Regarding Henry is about a person who is a narcissist. He mistreats people, and that it takes a tragedy for him to realize the value of the people who were in his life, and who was real in his life and who wasn't. And so this Knight of Wands could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be. But they act in very impulsive, immature, fiery energy. It took them creating chaos in their world and trying to create chaos for you, for them to realize your worth, your value. Also, what I'm getting is that they thought before they encountered you, before they challenged you to a duel, as they're here in their armor, they were ready to fight. They thought that you were not on the level spiritually that you are. They didn't realize, number one, the gift that you are. Number two, the gifts that you have. Number three, the power and protection that you have. They didn't realize any of this. And so they came up against you with whatever magic it is that they had. And they realized that it was very subpar to who you are and to what you have. Very, very, very subpar. They came with their armor and they still lost. Because what they realized in trying to duel with you is that they're a Knight of Wands. You're a King of Wands. They're a Knight of Wands and you're a King of Wands. And they weren't paying attention to you. See how their eyes aren't on you, but you're able to see them clearly? They were off doing their little thing, you know, trying to fight, ready with their shiny armor. And they still lost. Because they were too busy trying to show off in front of these beings here, the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords, whoever their cronies were, whoever their flying monkeys are. They were too busy showing off in front of them. Look at me in my shiny armor. I'm gonna win this shit. I'm gonna win this shit. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. Meanwhile, you're over here as king on your throne, scoping them out, already done sized them up, and you took them out. You took them out. Also, what I'm getting here is that with this Queen of Wands and the King of Swords, okay, so the Queen of Wands is surrounded by sunflowers, but this is a facade. This is like, I have to surround myself with things that make me look like I'm rich, like I'm connected to nature. There's none of this truly going on. And this King of Swords, this could be a couple. This King of Swords is in the cold. They're cold-hearted towards this Queen of Wands. They have no love for them. They have no admiration for them. They're cold. So whoever it was that this Knight of Wands was working with, their negative energy has impacted whatever flying monkeys they had that were connected to each other. Like, this could be a married couple. They've ruined them. Whatever connection they had, this flighty, impulsive energy has had a huge impact on the relationship or whatever connection existed between these beings. Also, because this is the Queen of Wands right here, and this is the Knight of Wands, I'm getting that perhaps these energies were working together. This could be a mother and daughter or mother and son that were working together, or an older person and a younger person. And this King of Wands or King of Swords over here is very tired of it. He's gone cold. He's over here like, I want nothing to do with these people. I'm tired of the drama. It's a lot of distance that has come about among the people who joined this energy who was trying to combat you. So basically, they've ruined themselves by binding themselves to a flighty, impulsive Knight of Wands. Whatever relationships these people had, whatever connections they've had, whatever goodness they've had in their life has been ruined because of their dedication to this Knight of Wands. And this has come as a surprise to them. Because that was never the plan. They never planned to lose it all. This came out in the reverse. So you were dealing with someone who presented themselves as a sweetheart, but they were not. These people always wanted to present themselves as someone that they were not. There was a love offer here that was involved. I'm getting that they wanted to fool you with a love offer in order to control you. They wanted access to your chakras. Each and every one. I'm hearing they wanted it all. Now, how in the hell are they going to try to combat a King of Wands when they're a Knight of Wands, a Queen of Wands, and a cold, detached King of Swords? How are they going to combat a King of Wands? They were never fit for this match against you. Never. They were never fit for it. And perhaps this Queen of Wands thought that there was a chance to support this Knight of Wands because the Knight of Wands was presenting themselves as a sweetheart, but they were always in the reverse. So this Knight of Wands was lying. There were lies that this Knight of Wands told this Queen of Wands and King of Swords in order to get them to back them up in their efforts to combat you. They told them lies, but all the lies were an illusion. They were an illusion. They were sad and pitiful because it wasn't the truth. Yeah, they did this in order to abuse your energy. And now they just want to abuse each other because they did this in order to gain money, to improve their finances. They wanted to, they knew that your energy was that of purity, but they saw it as something that wasn't like a match for them. They saw your purity. They thought that it would be fun to siphon whatever they could from you. But they didn't think that in a duel you would actually turn out to be a King of Wands. And they were very, very surprised. Not only are they not growing and increasing in their abundance because of what they did to you, it's actually quite the opposite. But now they see that you are growing in abundance. They're very concerned about the opportunities that lie ahead for you. They're very concerned about what they see you doing, what they see you working on. Also, they know that whatever it is that you're doing is a major source of spiritual abundance as well. Whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that you create, it's a major source of abundance, and they're very concerned about it. Also, it kind of looks like he's biting his nails. They're anxious about you and the direction that you're moving in. I just saw 2, 3, 4, 5 on the timer. Things are happening in a way that it's like a domino effect, but it's all leading to your prosperity because your abundance is increasing, but it's leading to negative change for them. That's why they're so concerned about your prosperity. Why would anybody be concerned about somebody's prosperity? Unless they realize that because of the way they treated you, your prosperity and your abundance leads to their demise. So they know that the more you grow, the more that you expand, the more creative you are, the more joy you experience in your life, the less they experience. And it's not anything that you're doing intentionally, it's just the way that it's set up because of these binding rituals that they did. They bound themselves to, they tried to bind themselves to your destiny, but It completely worked against them. Because they're reaping karma and they weren't able to swap destinies with you. So now it's time for them to pay. And they have to pay. There's nothing that they can do to get out of it. Nothing at all. They see you as very intuitive, and they know that you have faith in yourself and in your mission in life. They see you as a divine being, whether you are divine feminine or divine masculine. You have beautiful options in life regarding love and connection. And this is something that just comes naturally to you. You might do divination. You might connect with the divine in order to receive guidance from spirit. And they see you as an earth angel. There's nothing that they can deny about this now. They know that you have strong connections with your ancestors. And also your ancestors are seeing to it that these people, including this karmic femme, which I feel is this Knight of Wands, are experiencing heavy karma. It looks like rain. The karma is raining down on this karmic femme. Meanwhile, you're loving yourself. And there's some sort of success that you're experiencing within an occupation or a creative endeavor that you do. And within a relationship. This is a relationship that they at one time were sending death magic to. This karmic femme wanted to separate you from every good thing in your life. Whether it was love, your connection to your ancestors. I'm getting that they were trying to appear as your ancestors. They were trying to interfere with your ancestors. You see, and these dark, demented, weird, crazy things that they did are the exact reason why their karma sucks so badly. Is because they did too much. 2727 on the timer. This is all coming to an end for you. This negative energy, which is what the what first came through the reading, to release negative energy. And remember I said that it's like just flowing away from you. It's just like what I saw was like, it's like oozing. It's just coming. There's no way that you can hang on to this negative energy because it is time to release it. And a big part of releasing the negative energy is coming to a full realization of what they did to you. That's why it was so significant that this King of Wands was looking at every single person. I still can't get over that. It's like when you do it like this, you're able to clearly see each person, and there could have been more people. This doesn't have to be all of them, okay? But none of them are looking at you. Okay, you're the King of Wands here. None of them are looking at you, but you see them. You know what else that tells me? Is that number one, they're blind to the truth. They do not see truth. Everything that they see is an illusion. Every single thing that they see is an illusion. All of that death magic and the illusions that they were sending your way, it has returned to them. So now, even if they wanted to bring some relief to their karma or fix something, they don't know their left from their right, up from down. They don't know. Why? Because every single illusion that they tried to manifest for you, where they wanted you to see everything in your life as upside down, that's how they're seeing things. That's how they're seeing things. Every single spell they paid for, it has come back to them. But it didn't just come back to them. It didn't just crawl and then, you know, like crawl up their porch and knock on the door. It came in like, bam, right upside their head. That's the force that they are feeling. And then that force becomes pressure because it never lets up. Every entity, every energy that they summoned against you is haunting them in their dreams. Oh, that's why that card came through, dreaming of you. Now, initially when I channeled this card, it's the Selena song. 'Cause I'm dreaming of you tonight till tomorrow. I'll be holding you tight. Ooh, that's a high one. But anyway, we made it. Okay, so dreaming of you. So relationship is coming through. Now, whether for you this is a romantic relationship, a romantic connection, I am definitely getting that energy for some of you. Some of you are not manifesting that at this time and you're at peace with that. So that means that this does not apply to you. But for those of you who are in a relationship, you're in a connection, because let's see, that wedding card came through too, the commitment card. If you are in a committed relationship and you realize that these evil beings were sending death magic to your love, please understand that this dreaming of you is about your love, your divine love that you have connected with. They are dreaming of you. You are their dream fulfilled. You are a full manifestation, a complete manifestation of what this person has always desired to experience within their heart chakra, within their sacral chakra, for connection. You represent everything that this person has always needed. And for some of you, you're not necessarily what they knew that they needed, but because of this experience, there has been a complete realization as to the fact that you were always the one. That's something that perhaps there were like some loose ends that needed to be addressed. And that could have existed even before this whole energy stepped in to confront you, to combat you. It's almost as if this karmic femme and their little flying monkeys and everything came into your life and they sent death magic. They wanted endings for you, but they ended up giving you an opportunity to mend certain things that were perhaps frayed or broken, that needed some TLC, some tender loving care. They needed to be mended. They needed to be resolved. And that's exactly what's happened. So, yes, for those of you who have a committed relationship, your lover is dreaming of you and they recognize you as the pure manifestation of their love desire. Okay, 33, 22 on the timer. Woohoo! Okay. Let's see. What else do we want to look at, Spirit? Okay. Okay, we're going to start with this one and then we'll go into maybe the home deck. Thank you, Spirit. What else do you want to bring through for this beautiful being? What else do they need to know in this reading? Soul contracts. Listen, I need you to know that every person that popped up in this reading that's represented here, the Knight of Wands, the King of Swords, the Queen of Wands, there was a soul contract that you had with each of them. And at the end of the day, no matter what kind of abuse, no matter what kind of death magic or illusions they sent you, at the end of the day, the role that these beings played in your life results in love for you, love for yourself, love for your creative energy, love for your talents, love for your body from head to toe, love for your life, love for whatever relationships you choose to nurture. Love. Okay? So that is one reason why Divine is saying that you are so able to release this negativity. Because yes, they did come in with the tornadoes and the hurricanes and the tsunamis. They came in with all of that. And the reading started off with the popping of the flame, and then the flame was hard to put out. They came in with all of that. It was really like fiery energy. But you know, the thing about it is that fire can destroy, but it can also purify. And so this Knight of Wands, this Queen of Wands, whatever kind of negative energy they came in to try to bring you, it ended up not destroying you, not destroying the good things in your life. It ended up purifying your world. So now as you gain even more clarity, that 2020 vision of what has actually happened, you realize that you're able to completely release this negativity because it was all fated. It was fated. These people were meant to come into your life and raise hell. And you know, the thing is that just like it served as a manifestation of love and abundance and appreciation for your life, for you, it has served as a part of their evolution. So the reason why this situation happened for them, they're saying to go here. I knew this deck was gonna call me at some point in this reading. Okay, so first of all, we got codependent here. There are issues within this group, this toxic group, that they are meant to fix, that they are meant to learn about and grow from, starting with their codependency. These people are extremely codependent on one another. They depend on each other even for the shit that they do. It's like, you know, a lot of people are codependent on one another for needs that they have in their relationship and between one another. But anytime these people wanted to attack you, they were even codependent on each other for that. They couldn't even attack you independently. They couldn't do that. This Knight of Wands, they tried to, but every time they tried to attack you alone, they felt weak. And it was like the weakest attacks when they tried to attack you alone. So they saw that that wasn't affecting you. So that's why they used, yes, they used this Queen of Wands and this King of Swords. And not only did they use them in order to try to hurt you, but they ended up using them to hurt you and also harming the relationship between them. So whether this is like a husband-wife, boyfriend-girlfriend that they gathered against you, or a mother-son, father, whatever it is, whatever that relationship was between those two, or between the people that they gathered against you, they have completely ruined the relationships, the connection that they had between them. So this person has acted as a very toxic energy, a cancer. They didn't even just hurt you. They hurt the people that they tried to gather against you. And that's something that these people are never going to forget. And they realize now that they went wrong. When they got behind this Knight of Wands to come against you, they realized that that was the beginning of the end for them. The beginning of the end. They ruined whatever happiness they had. They handed it over to them, because this is a narcissist, this Knight of Wands. This is a person who siphons energy from other people. They have no identity. All they do is stalk people, use people in order to claim their identity, claim their destiny. And whatever they touch dies. Ooh, we flipped it. Let's see what's coming through. Agreeable. So yeah, and see, that's the thing, is that that's where these people went wrong. They agreed to help this person, and they sealed their fate by doing that. They agreed to help them. Now if somebody comes to me and tells me things about a person and asks me to gang up against them, first of all, I'm gonna be like, well, let me get to know this person for myself, because I'm not gonna just sign up for anything based on what somebody tells me. I need to get to know this person for myself. Second of all, I'm gonna ask, why are you coming to me wanting to gang up against somebody? If you have a problem with this person, you need to go address that person. I'm not here for it. Like, what? Are we in high school? Are we trying to recreate Mean Girls? Like, what is this? What is the whole issue here? And what I'm getting is that whether they're male, female, whatever in this group, they were acting in toxic feminine energy. Catty, disgusting energy. Tell us more about this group, Spirit. Accusatory. Yes, they were so ready to accuse you. So ready to just work against you without any fact checking. You know, they all had their reasons for coming against you. Jealousy. Not understanding you. Also, I'm getting that there's somebody in this group that came against you who was just so happy to have a friend. This is a person who's experienced a lot of rejection in their life. And so, no matter the reason why somebody came to them wanting to, you know, accuse a person, work against a person, they were just so happy to be quote unquote wanted. They were so happy to have some friends. That's why they did it. They were miserable. Okay? So they were completely ready to point the finger at you. They were unforgiving because whatever it was that this person, this Knight of Wands, felt that you did to them, what was it that they said that you did to them? And, you know, this is collective energy. So let me pull from a more general deck. Sunglasses, watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. Exactly. You know what I'm getting? This Knight of Wands, they're the ones who spearheaded this whole group against you. There was nothing that there was nothing solid that they were able to base their accusations on against you. Whatever lies it was that they told, it was because they were just so busy stalking you, wanting to be you. That's all it was. They never had anything against you that was true. Look, you were a nature lover. You were a nature lover. You were, I'm not afraid anymore. You were conquering fears. You were enjoying your home. Focusing on your home. Focusing on the relationships in your life. Okay? That's what you were doing. But yet this person had eyes on you and then went to these people and wanted to act like there was something that they had to hold against you and accused you. And now they've all ruined their lives. Fucking with this person. That's the story. They all have their reasons for signing up in an effort to work against you. But at the end of the day, they all played into soul contracts that even though they didn't realize it, they were working in your favor. So while they were sitting here accusing you and holding things against you that were not even a problem, believing lies about you, all they did was let in a toxic, slimy ass, grimy ass energy that has eaten away at their lives. And all of them have worked together for your good because they signed soul contracts before they came into this lifetime to come into your world. And even with the storms that they brought, the fire that they brought, what they did was they actually purified your world. They helped you flex your muscles. They helped you to gain 20/20 vision of what actually is out there in this world, this evil energy. And now you're aware, you're stronger, you're wiser, and you are able to use all of that information, all of that guidance and wisdom that you've gained to help people, to support others who go through this. Oh, Shay. So you winning. All right, let's go ahead and close with, well, I'm getting that they want me to pull a card for Goddess Hecate. Everybody argues about how to say her name, but I say Hecate. So some people say Hecate, some people say Hecate. Working with her, I am comfortable calling her Hecate. So, but when I look at it, like, look, it says Hecatean. See, that confuses me. Because I know it's Hecate for me, how I say it. But then I look at it, I'm like, Hecatean. So it's a little tricky. Goddess Hecate, what is coming through for this beautiful being? Bearer of love. This is card 22. Desires. Okay, this is the one I pulled the other day, but I didn't show it. So there's some nudity here, so I'm not going to show that. But look. Divine is healing relationships in your life. Whatever it was that this person, this group, tried to eat away at in your life, whatever connections, whether it's a creative desire that they were trying to take away from, which that's what came through, or also a love relationship. And it doesn't just have to be romantic. It could be any relationship in your life. Goddess Hecate is coming through with her power, helping to cleanse this energy and restore it. And also, she is avenging whoever it was that was sadly mistaken, thinking that they had a right to siphon your energy. I'm getting that she is going to have mercy on people who have done this, but have made amends on a soul level and have committed to only sending vibes of peace and abundance to you. But anybody who's still trying to send you some bullshit, oh, she's coming in. She's coming in. And she's like, oh, that Knight of Wands came in with some fire. I got some fire too. Look at this fire. She got some fire too. Okay? But also this is card 22. And so that's bringing balance to your connections. Okay? All right. And I also thank you, Hecate, for that beautiful word. I also want to close with a message from Archangel Michael. Okay, we've got at the bottom of the deck, prioritize self-care. So important. Because you are everything. You are everything. And you have so much beautiful energy. Obviously you do. Because that's why you were the talk of the town. The talk of the office. The talk of the neighborhood. The talk of the school. Whatever it is. They know you are, I want to say the shit, but I don't want to say that. You are the ish. You are the be all end all, okay? You are everything, honey. You are what they want to be. You're what they hope to become. But they went about this whole situation the wrong way. And really, they all should have been focused on what they are meant to become. They could have been inspired by you, but they were never supposed to stalk you and try to be you. No. Okay, be a light to others. This is card number 4. So this is speaking to your protection. Ashe, Archangel Michael, thank you for your protection. Look how that light emanates from you. And that is because you have fulfilled this soul contract where you have met up with these monsters and you did what you needed to do in order to get every lesson of wisdom, of strength, and of inner power from this situation. You have a powerful message to share. See? Because what you've learned from this, you're sharing with others. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you. Ashe. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Beautiful being, I'm so grateful that you tuned into this message. I hope that it brought you good vibes, clarity, insight, and whatever else you needed at this time. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much. I love you. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.